Hey everybody, welcome back. So there had to be a little bit of a name change. Didn't realize that there was somebody else out there with Deadbeat Studios as the name. So kind of sad, but the new channel name, I like it. Washed Out Hobbyist, a little bit fitting. Um, Other than that, this episode we're gonna focus on the official first episode of Will It Army, and yeah, that's what we're gonna be on. So, to explain the rules again, I'm going to find a box set, an army set, something you can still buy online or at your local game store. Like today's subject matter being the Darkoath army set, I'm going to pull out the list of the things you get in there, the points that it is for the current edition, and see if it gets you to 1,000 points. If it doesn't, or if it does or it doesn't matter. We're going to look at potential upgrades to, maybe add these things to the army or add these things to get to 1,000 points to have this play at the bare minimum. So, without further ado, let's get into my work. So, what we have here is the Darkoath army set. And so it comes with a Darkoath chieftain on Warsteed. It comes with 5 Darkoath Fell Riders, 20 Darkoath Marauders, 1 Darkoath Wilderfiend, for a total of 720 points. So the answer to the question already is no, it's not really gonna army in this scenario. And, you know, okay. Um, but that's okay. Like I said, we're gonna look at the potential upgrades. But first of all, when this came out, it was at the tail end of Warhammer Age of Sigmar 3rd edition. And so this was like a supplemental army that got its own little supplemental codex or battle tome. It got its own supplemental battle tome to kind of like play alongside with the Slaves to Darkness battle tome. And you could potentially take the Slaves to Darkness army set that they had got earlier in that edition, or well, earlier in that year, and paired it up with this, and you had a decent army out of it. Um, but yeah, now we're gonna take a look at some potential upgrades. Okay, so with the Darkoath Chieftain on Warsteed, you got 180 points, 150 for the Fell Riders, 200 between the 20 Darkoath Marauders, so about 100 points apiece, and the Wilderfiend at 190. So now some of these units a little more steep in their price. So potential upgrades. The first one we're going to look at is keeping it Darkoath. So this is exclusively Darkoath miniatures. Which, let's see. Bet I can mess with this just a little. Nope, that is the wrong one. Nope, that is still the wrong one. We're not going to worry too much about that then. So, essentially, we could add in 1 unit of Darkoath Savagers for 130 points, and then 1 Darkoath Chieftain to get another 120 points. So 130, 120 for a total of 970. This again keeps it Darkoath. It adds more Darkoath units and somebody kind of close by to, assist your infantry of Darkoath units. That's just one thing that we could do to keep it Darkoath. But another path is go for a bigger Chaos beatdown where we're going to be adding in other stuff if you don't want to just keep it Darkoath. So we could add in 1 unit of Chaos Legionnaires for 90 points. The Warcry kit's pretty good. Uh, and we could add in a Fomeroid Crusher for 150 for a grand total of 960 points. So that gives you like something a little more durable than your Marauders, just something a little more durable, and it gives you another nice big monster to crush things into the dirt. But let's say maybe you're not looking to add in another, infantry unit and a big monster. Maybe you need something with a little more punch. like some Chaos Knights. A unit of 5 of them, that's 250 points, gets you to 970. So, something that could assist your Dark Oath Fell Riders to, you know, just like be the melee assault, the heavier melee assault, the shock assault melee. Whereas you could have your Chaos Legionnaire or your Chaos Fell or your Dark Oath Fell Riders kind of just ride around the battlefield collecting objectives, or even just like just get in there and attack a unit quick, and then get out of there on the next turn. So that is an option. We could just look at doing a mix of the two. There's a couple of routes we could do this. A Dark Oath Chieftain, for instance, which is something we looked at from the first box, or the first upgrade of keeping it Dark Oath, and a Fulmeroid Crusher from the Chaos with what is it? Chaos for a bigger beatdown. You know, so adding 270 to make it 990. That's nothing to sneeze at. Now, you are not going to be adding a lot of models, but you are going to be adding 2 effective models in your leadership and smashy smash. The other route is to add in 1 Dark Oath Queen, War Queen for 140, and a unit of Chaos Legionnaires for 90. So that way, again, we're taking something from the Chaos beatdown, but we're adding in something we didn't talk about yet, which is the War Queen. So you're adding more bodies and another leader unit to kind of assist in the thing. Speaking of that, so um, you know, uh, so again, we're looking at potentially, adding in more bodies to this box. This is just a good way to get you as close to 1,000 points as possible. About a 50-point difference from 1,000 is not a bad place to be. You could go lower, pick different units, but again, these are just some of my suggestions. It's probably not a competitive list, but it is one that is going to be a little flavorful to what you want, or maybe not less flavorful, more smashy. Smashy good. We like smashy. Just my recommendations for making this a, army out the box, and, so it won't be army at the get-go, but it will be army to play with these upgrades. Something small, something it's like the least amount that you need to add to get to 1,000. Later, I could do a follow-up of a full deep dive into the Dark Oath faction, their detachment or their regiment ability, or what are we calling these things now? Hold on, edit roster. Battle formation. That's the word. Since we are doing it battle formation, so we could take in the future a deep dive into the battle formation. What are some of the bonuses and benefits to running Dark Oath, the Dark Oath Horde formation, and just some more actual focus on how to play Dark Oath in 4th edition. Maybe they get a cool spearhead. That would be cool. Maybe they don't. Who knows? But to put a fine spin on it, it is something that you can more or less find on Amazon still, actually. Let's where's the button for that? There we go. You can still find this on Amazon. Not a lot left on Amazon, but still, it's a good box. It's not a bad price, you know. Um, but if you can still find this at your LGS, and this is an army you're wanting to play, you got some expendable money, I recommend it. It's a cool looking army. It's got some cool lore to it, and it's definitely one of those things that aesthetically very pleasing. If I was going to actually get my hands on this, I would go for more of a kind of like silly Dave the Barbarian theme for the color scheme. Just Like my general will be the war chieftain on foot. I'll probably sculpt a little more hair and a headband and a goofier look on his face, and make him Dave the Barbarian. He's a bloomin' coward, but neither here nor there. Just again, like something I would probably do to get this army fast out onto the table to play it for fun. You know. Um, but that is all the time we have for today on this episode of Will It Army. So thanks for joining me, and I hope to see you again in the future. Bye bye.